Welcome back to eSIMstudios. I have a very special case review for you today for the Google Pixel 11 Pro XL. This is the Crave Dual Guard. This is one of my favorite cases of all time. I buy this case and put it in rotation no matter if they send it to me or not. I always got to have one. Now, I was lucky enough for to have Crave send one over for me to review, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. This is a fantastic case and or cover if you want to protect your device, and we're going to jump into the construction, the design, the build quality, all of that good stuff, because trust me, this is a good one. Now, I'm going to put links for you down below in the description box. I'm going to put a couple of links, one to their Amazon product page and the other to their official website, just so you can have your choice. And their website's pretty cool. They got a ton of stuff for all sorts of devices. But if you want to pick one up on Amazon, as I mentioned, I'll leave a link down below. $17.99. That's pretty freaking affordable if you consider some of the competition, which is like more than double. It's doesn't make any sense. So this is actually the price point for this product is that's actually a really good deal. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about if you've been looking for cases for your Pixel. This one's going to suit you just fine. It's going to protect your case. It's going to have you in style. And not to mention in style, look at all these different colors they have. So they have a berry color, which is kind of like a pink. They have a black, which is what we got here. They have a forest green. They have a nice navy blue. They have a slate, which is like a silver as well. And even if you have a Pixel 10 Pro XL, Pixel 9 Pro XL, Pixel 8 Pro, they have been making cases for Pixel devices for years. I mentioned I've reviewed a ton of these. I've purchased a ton of these. So it's just a really good case. Now, it's a dual layer, and I'm going to get into why this is a special dual layer, in my opinion. I'm not, I don't like big, bulky cases, which is why I don't normally buy dual layer cases, because most dual layer cases are big, bulky. They add weight to your phone. You don't get the original feel of your phone. Sometimes it's hard to use, when you have the case on your phone, it's hard to, it blocks your placement of your thumb. This doesn't do any of that, and that's why this is the only dual layer case you will find me using. And let me show you why. So I'm going to move this to the side. We're going to throw it on here in just a second, but look at this. It's strong, it's reliable, and it's protective. What more do you want? Ultra slim design, again, big positive in my eyes. Premium quality, they certainly give you that. Precise cutouts and shock absorption. The number one thing is shock absorption, because that's the whole point of having a case, right? Is to protect your device. Well, let's take it out. Let's take a look at it and see exactly what kind of product they are putting out here, because it's pretty freaking nice. Yeah, I like this because it's stylish. Again, look, again, I'm not just saying that because they sent this to me. I've purchased tons of these. So when they reached out and said, "Hey, you want to do a case review?" I was like, yeah, that's a no-brainer, duh." And Michael over there at Crave, everybody I communicate with is so friendly, so nice. I can promise you they're gonna take care of you. I can promise you that. Y'all know me. I'm honest over here. I don't fluff things up. I love Crave. I love Crave. I love the company and everybody that works there. They're just fantastic people. Let's get back to this. So, pretty cool design, right? Now, real quick, this does have a magnet in there. I know you don't see a ring, but I'll show you here in a second. It's a super strong magnet. You're going to love this. Now, you see it's cool design, right? So these are the little things that I'm talking about, where the R&D team, the engineering team, the design team, you say, "Oh, that's pretty nice. Looks pretty cool." Well, actually, it adds a nice little look to it. But the purpose of these is for heat dissipation. It allows for little channels, right? It allows for heat to get to escape the phone, right? Now you have a couple of air pockets, three air pockets in all four corners. This might be hard to see, but because it is a black case, but let me see if I can zoom in and get it just the right light. I think you can see it there. Down here in this corner, you can see some air pockets. Down in this corner, you can see some air pockets. And this corner here, and then obviously this corner here to make it 4. Now that's good for shock absorption, right? So let's break down shock absorption with this Crave case. What makes this Crave case so special? Well, dual layer is actually the most protective case you can get for your device. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about, because dual layer means 2, right? And there's your MagSafe ring. Dual layer means 2, right? So you have a hard outside shell, which makes it nice and stiff and rigid, right? It doesn't want to flex. It keeps everything nice and intact. You have this soft part. It's almost like a silicone that goes on the inside, right? Do you remember those science projects you had when you were a kid where you had to drop an egg from like the top of your school building, like 40, 50 feet, and you had to make sure the egg didn't break, but the whole assignment was coming up with something that you could protect that egg in. So when you dropped it from the top of the building, it wouldn't crack when it hits the ground. Well, guess what? This is the key. Now, it's not protecting an egg, it's protecting a phone, but my point is the key to protecting that egg when you are in school, have something hard on the outside of the protective layer, and then have something soft on the inside. And then guess what? You have no cracked eggs if you follow the Crave the Crave way of protection. So the outside shell prevents the device from flexing. That's what cracks the glass, that inertia when your phone hits the ground, when the egg hits the ground. It's that inertia, that weight, that flex that cracks the glass on your device. Well, if you have something hard and stiff and rigid that prevents flexing, that obviously helps with not breaking your glass. And if you have something soft on the inside, that absorbs that inertia, that impact, so it does not translate and or go to your phone. So you really have they've really mastered. I know it's not rocket science over here, but it kind of is. Egg science, phone science. This is perfect for protecting your phone. I cannot stress that enough. If you're outside a lot, shoot, even in the home, I know a lot of homes have hardwood floors that are not really forgiving on electronic devices. If you have hard tile floors in the bathroom, you're going to want to get this case. So there you go. There's a little science lesson, I guess, 101. But look at this. Precise cutouts here down below. Let me see if I can zoom in. Nice big cutout here for the type C. And I like that they give you a nice big cutout, because a lot of times I don't always use the stock cable. Like, I got a bunch of other type C cables here. Some have fat heads, some have small heads, but I don't have to worry with this case. Oh man, it's just gonna fit, with this case on. Some other cases block my cables. Not going to mention any names. This one I have no issues with. This nice big cutout pops in any type C cable. You have nice and precise power and volume rocker on this side, and then this side is nice and flush. However, it is grippy. So I know you see that design where it's kind of mesh looking. You get a nice Crave. Whoops. You get a nice Crave labeling down there. I know you see it's mesh right here. Well, and yeah, it aids with the design and how it looks, but what it really does is helps with grip. This is not a slippery case by any means, but it provides just enough grip to where you can hold on to it. It's not slippery, but it feels soft, even though this is a hard outside shell. The material that they make it out of, that they put on here, is actually really soft and real nice to hold on to. And then you do get the soft inner layer that does come up and over that outside shell. As you can see here, that little strip. So when you're holding it, it feels really, really nice. So let's go ahead and put it on. I'm going to show you, I have a wireless charger right here that we're going to test with the phone on it, obviously, but I just wanted to show you nice and tight fit. That's not going anywhere. So let me show you. Let's throw this in here in tons of camera protection, which we are going to review, and screen protection as well. So here's what I do when I throw it on, where your power and volume rocker is on the right side of the device. What I do, I just stick it in there like that, where it's nice and flush, popped on the inside. Those two right corners are inside and tucked inside the right side of the case. And then simply all I do is just pop that left side on, and there you go. Looks absolutely stunning. This black case with the black pixel looks freaking awesome. It looks so cool. Um, Lots of camera protection, and you get screen protection. So let me show you exactly what we're dealing with here. You have just enough lift. And again, you have the protective layer, the soft inside and the harder shell outside all around your camera island. And look, it just barely comes up and over all around your camera. So that camera island is going to be protected, right? And if you lay it down on a surface, you know you're not going to scratch it because this has got you covered. Now let's look at the display. Obviously, the display is covered 360 degrees all the way around the display. You can see on the other side over here, comes up and over all the way around the phone. So no matter how you lay it down, face down, you got your little highlight there. You're not going to be scratching your screen. If you don't have a case on your phone and you're going to use the highlight, you're going to want to use this Crave case to prevent the screen from scratching and or breaking. So it just looks great, feels great, and good thing is it doesn't come up and over. I'm talking about the border. It doesn't come up and over the phone a whole lot, because that's nice because you can still use the phone. Nothing worse than putting on a case and it blocks you from using the phone. That sucks. Check out these cutouts now with the phone inside it. Looks really, really nice. You have very, very precise cutouts as they mentioned on the labeling of the box. You got your power, your volume down, your volume up. You got your microphone up top. Just fantastic. Now let's test out the wireless charger on here. As you can see, well, it's 100% charged, but you can tell it is plugged in. So look at this. This thing is not going anywhere. And I love this about Crave. They use some of the strongest magnets known to man inside this case. I throw this up on my MagSafe car mount, and I gotta like tug and pull to get this thing off. It's so strong. So you're not gonna have any issues whatsoever with this MagSafe ring in there. Again, I'm going to put both links for their website and Amazon product page down below in the description box. And if you see Michael over there at Crave, tell him eSIMstudios says hello. He will take care of you. Peace.